In One Piece, characters often embody values that transcend their roles in the larger narrative. One such character is Admiral Fujitora, who, despite his high-ranking position in the Marines, stands apart for his unique sense of justice, which frequently clashes with the corrupt institutions he serves. Fujitora's decision to aid in the escape of slaves at Mariejois is a pivotal moment that highlights his deep moral convictions and the internal conflict he faces as a Marine. Unlike many of his peers, Fujitora's sense of justice transcends blind loyalty to the world government and, instead, is rooted in empathy for the people they serve and a desire to correct the world's injustice in the One Piece series. Fujitora as a complex character. The Marine with a different vision. Fujitora's complexity stems largely from his internal conflict between his role as a Marine admiral and his personal sense of morality. While most Marines are bound to follow orders without question, Fujitora believes in a form of justice that goes beyond the mere enforcement of rules. His form of justice prioritizes the protection of the innocent and the dismantling of oppressive systems. His first major act of defiance is seen during the Dressrosa arc, where he actively works to expose the world government's complicity in Doflamingo's reign of terror. One of the most striking aspects of Fujitora's character is his decision to blind himself, shielding himself from the world's horrors. For someone like Fujitora, who values fairness and equality, the system that supports the celestial dragons is an abomination. However, as a Marine, Fujitora is still bound by duty, and his position limits the extent to which he can openly oppose the celestial dragons and the world government's policies. Moreover, Admiral Fujitora's growing frustration with the oppressive system comes to a head during the Reverie event at Mariejois, where he finds himself at a moral crossroads. The arrival of the Revolutionary Army in Mariejois during the Reverie serves as a catalyst for Fujitora to act on his internal conflict. The revolutionaries, led by Monkey D. Dragon, seek to overthrow the world government and liberate the oppressed. Hence, the revolutionaries' ideals align with many of Fujitora's beliefs, even if their methods are more radical. The presence of the Revolutionary Army creates a moment of chaos and upheaval in Mariejois, allowing Fujitora to break free from the constraints of his position and follow his will. While this act angered Admiral Ryokugyu, Fujitora was ready to face the consequences of his actions and face his fellow admiral head-on. Fujitora's decision to aid the slaves highlights his internal struggle and his ultimate choice to prioritize his conscience over his duty. Humane justice over blind loyalty to an oppressed system. Admiral Fujitora's stand for justice. From the moment Fujitora was introduced, it became clear that he was unlike other high-ranking Marines. While many Marines enforce absolute justice without question, often to the detriment of innocent lives, Fujitora takes a more nuanced approach. He seeks to change the system from within, understanding that the world government and Marine structure are flawed and frequently serve the interests of the corrupt elites rather than the common people it claims to protect. His philosophy, which he calls moral, humane justice, contrasts with the rigid and sometimes oppressive absolute justice many other Marines practice. Fujitora believes in protecting the weak and standing up to tyranny, no matter where it comes from, even if that tyranny is embedded within the world government itself. Fujitora starkly contrasts Fleet Admiral Akainu, who ought to be a yardstick for humane justice. However, the Fleet Admiral believes in absolute justice and will go to any length to eradicate evil, no matter the cost. For Akainu, the end justifies the means, which means it doesn't matter if innocent lives will be lost while carrying out his justice. Fujitora's decision to blind himself is a symbolic rejection of the world's ugliness and injustice. This act signifies his refusal to witness the horrors and cruelty perpetuated by the world government and other oppressive forces. His blindness, far from being a weakness, allows him to see more clearly than many of his peers. He recognizes that laws and systems are only valuable if they protect the weak and uphold true justice. However, the world government operates through oppression, and the celestial dragons are the opposite of everything he stands for. He has long seen the slaves suffering at the hands of the celestial dragons, and it's clear that his sense of moral duty outweighs his loyalty to the oppressive system. In this vein, when the Revolutionary Army infiltrated Mariejois, Fujitora saw it as an opportunity to do the right thing rather than blindly following orders. His decision to help the slave escape is a natural extension of this belief. He refuses to stand by and let injustice occur, even if it means defying the government he works for. Though Fujitora does not openly rebel against the world government, his disapproval of its darker aspects is clear. He has already shown that he will act against its corrupt practices when necessary, as seen when he allowed Monkey D. Luffy and his allies to escape Dressrosa despite Luffy being a wanted pirate. During the moment he shared with Luffy at Dressrosa, Fujitora wished he had never blinded himself so that he could see Luffy. For Fujitora, Luffy represents a symbol of freedom he wishes the Marine could be to the people. In the case of the infiltration of Mariejois, Fujitora's quiet act of rebellion, helping the slaves escape, shows his unwillingness to accept the world as it is. Thus, even though he operates within the system, he refuses to let the system dictate his